Hello everybody, welcome back to Theje StarCraft YouTube. Pretty much what I do here is I watch StarCraft 2 games live and talk about them, but today we have a match that isn't live. You know why? Because I'm playing in it. This is me, Theje, yay, I'm Zerg, and I'm actually, yes, like I said, playing in this game. So, in order to not distract myself, because I'm not quite good at playing this game and talking about it at the same time, I'm going to go ahead and just cast the replay of this game. This is me, Theje, the Zerg, in case you didn't know, versus Rahvin, my arch nemesis. I guess you could say he's my local buddy, and we are playing this for the United Web Design tournament. Not just the plain old league games. This is the end of the season tournament, where we all just battle it out in 1v1s. Rahvin is my opponent for this time. We are at the top of our division, the red division, which you get into, I think, by losing a game. So, it's the 3 out of 4 tier, if you understand what that means. You have the top tier, then you have the second tier, and then you have the red tier. And then there's another tier below the red tier. So we're in the second tier from the bottom, and we're playing for the top of the dog pile. So I am Zerg, of course, naturally. Rahvin is Protoss. We are actually, Rahvin wanted to play these matches all as random, because in the past, before this, we haven't played each other for a while before this, but I usually won when we played 1v1s. So Rahvin got the idea into his head, even up the playing field a little bit by playing random. So, which was a good idea, and I went for it, because I thought it'd be fun. So, the first game that we're playing now as random, we got our native races. I'm always Zerg, and he's always Protoss. So, we're going to see how this game goes. I'm going for my fast expand here at the 3-minute mark, or a little bit past the 3-minute mark, because this natural expansion is halfway done. He's going for the standard Protoss 1 base. Not all in, but starting out, you know, getting some good defenses up, and, well, I just bumped the mic, sorry. It's probably loud in your ears, but anyway. Going now for that second gateway. Let's take a look at our production tab. Anything tricky going on? My spawning pool is almost done. It'll actually be done before my natural expansion, so that's pretty good macro so far by me for this. I'm going for just a fast expand build. Typical, totally typical for Zerg players, this build. So I'm scouting now to see where he is, and I found him, and my drone has found those pearly gates. Ah, so quiet, so serene. Adam, storing up that energy, but not really. Putting it down into cybernetics core to chrono boost out that warp gate tech. Getting his third gateway now. And crunching out that first Zealot and Stalker. Those initial units that every Protoss gets at the beginning of the game. Me? I'm getting out some defenses. This is what I usually do. I expand, do a fast expand, sorry, that was a burp. I do a fast expand, then I put down 4 or 5 spine crawlers, and then get a whole bunch of lings, and that's usually just how I start my games. So, let's take a look at the income for the both of us. I am a little bit ahead here, with 18 harvesters, but they're mining off of 2 bases, so, wow, he actually has more harvesters than me at this point. That is quite amazing. See, I'm also analyzing this game as I go. Hope you don't mind it for you know, my purposes here. Just to see if there's a way that I can, you know, find weaknesses in his strategy, you know, get a little bit more of an edge on him. So I'm pushing my spine crawlers forward to the edge of the creep there, and he's building more units. So what's the army that we have in the field right now? I have 4 lings, and he has 2 zealots, a soccer, and a sentry. So I couldn't take him at this point. This probe running off to scout out my base to see what I'm doing. And I have my overlords positioned. Where am I taking my overlords? Okay, so I have an overlord down here at what I see. I thought this was his third. I thought that the way that his bases would progress, this would be his third. But That was stupid of me. And I realize that now, but there's not really anything that I can do with this Overlord except fly it over his base and then let it die. And I don't really want to let my Overlords die right now because my supply cap is only 44. So if I lose an Overlord right now, then that means that I would be in the red for supply cap. 4 more Lings out now, getting that ever so necessary Ling speed. Am I on top of my injects? Come on, inject, 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 inject. Come on, I can't inject for you. You got to do it. There you go. Not as on top of my injects as I probably should be, but here's that Overlord now going down to Rahvin's 3rd. I'm going to check out and see what his expansion timing on that is, but I should probably just go straight to his natural. But anyway, back to everyone. Back to the everyone view. I have a couple of Lings up here looking to see what kind of army he has, and oh, I see that he has an army. A pretty decent sized army, so to respond to this, I should probably be pumping out some more units. Am I? Yes? No? Not really. I have a Queen on the way, and a Roach Warren laying down. That was my response to seeing all of these guys right here. This Overlord still meandering over to the 3rd, and I have my Lair Tech on the way, so that I can get that ever so necessary Roach speed. Apparently everything that I need is ever so necessary, as I have so delicately put. I have about, let's see, that's 18, 22 Lings on the field, even more now, 24, 26 Lings, so, right, did I count correctly? Yes, 26 Lings. 27 drones to his 30, so my income is only going to be ahead by a little bit. My minerals are actually behind, but my gas, I should have 2 harvesters on every... Yeah, I have 2 harvesters on every extractor at present. But man, you know, by this point of the game, I should actually be ahead. Way ahead. More ahead than this. And since he maxed out his natural expansion, he sees that he's pretty oversaturated. He's going to go ahead and throw down his expansion, which is almost done. And I'm going to see that he doesn't have a 3rd yet. But I should have an Overlord right up here to spot his natural expansion, though. I really should. But I did not. I didn't really do that great of a job scouting this game, and he has the probe here in the middle of the map at the Zelnaga Watchtower. I have my creep spread going. Probably should be a lot bigger than this by this point of the game. I should get, at the beginning of the game, 3 queens. Right when all my queens spawn, I should be getting 3. Or when I can first get queens. And this Overlord's going to sneak by his army and stop. Just stop. Can he see it in his vision? Yes, he can. There he goes. He's going to take out that Overlord. No, Overlord, no. Overlord speed is done. And I didn't realize there was no space to retreat him back to. So now I know what his army composition is. It is lots of army. So I'm going to go ahead and grab my 3rd blindly as he pushes out. Just no good for me. So that probably means that I should get some vision on these rocks. But I forgot about these rocks on this map. So he's going to come out here with his initial push here, and it's pretty big. And I don't have a lot of army, but I do have 4 spine crawlers, which should probably be pushed to the edge of this ramp here, because this is not enough space to fight in. But he's going to come up here anyway with 8 sentries. Goodness gracious me. And my 3rd is almost going to be done here sometime soon, but there's no creep coming out of that ramp, so he's not going to know that it's there, and I don't think he gets to there right away. But here he comes. He's going to go right on my army. I don't have spine crawler support. I should not be engaging this, and especially that because it's not on the creep. He throws down 3 force fields. He's ignoring the rest of the links, so he's slowly pushing up my ramp here. He does have an observer out so that he can spot my creep tumors there. So he's going to take those out to make my creep recede just a little bit. But oh, that guy's going to sneak on by, and oh no, misrallied roaches get taken out, and that guy's going to go down. Here comes my roaches without Ling support. Oh, I didn't even realize. This is only half my army, but it doesn't really matter because it's going to split it in half of this force fields. Anyway, Oh no, and an Overlord misrallied. Oh, that's bad news, Bears. I didn't even realize I did that. This army is going to push out without the rest of the army, but he's going to come up here with his spine crawlers, and he's going to be all like, oh, that's no good. I do not like spine crawlers. Look at how awesome spine crawlers are against that army. 4 spine crawlers just laying waste to everything, even though I wasn't fighting with my entire army that whole time. Look at how much I whittled down his forces. His zealots were practically useless, so he's going to come out here, and with his pylon that I should have been looking for. Look at this. I had this many units. I could have easily gone out and just taken out all of these guys with a good surround. Of course, these sentries, all 3 of them have maximum amounts of energy, and he's pretty good with his force field, so getting a surround would have been a difficult procedure. All he had to do was force field this part right here, and I had to run all the way around, and I'd get just annihilated by that one immortal, which actually does a lot of damage with this composition. And those other 3 stalkers. And just put those zealots right on the edge there, and you're golden for damage. And he's going to take down the rocks now and warp in a few more units, but I'm not going to be worried about that with this army composition. No, sir, that's actually pretty decent. I have all this creep up here for vision, but we're going to see how this goes for me. He has a lot of zealots. Lots of zealots. This queen is going to get annihilated instantly because I wasn't paying attention. So, anyway, my army's going to come up here, but oh, get force fielded. Oh, shouldn't. Well, of course, against all those zealots, I was afraid to run all those roaches up there. Now they can't run around, and I'm like, oh, I can't go around because those rocks are there and going to be in my way. But I should have realized that the rocks were dead. So this army's going to get cut in half and easily taken down. The second immortal now is in there for the fray. And this proxy pylon just continues to warp in reinforcements. I should have sent these roaches down there to take it out right now. All these probes were in, or these drones were in there. 6 drones that are idle and not doing anything. Oh man, I'm just getting picked apart methodically in this matchup so far. This game is totally not going in his favor. This observer out there just waiting to spot some creep tumors. Nothing is quite in his vision yet, so we can't quite see this one. But oh man, he takes out my 3rd easily, so I'm going to run up there and I'm just trying to pick apart, trying to aggro some units over into my domain, into my spine crawlers is what I'm trying to distract him. Dude, I should probably have moved all of these spine crawlers, because these 2 are like fringe crawlers that are not going to be doing me any good, especially against these immortals. And I know I have to take out those immortals, but all these zealots are coming up to the front anyway, so I can be like, oh, well, I'm just going to kite the zealots. But he pushes them back. He warps in even more zealots. Oh, nothing but zealots. 6 more zealots. 7 more zealots. Right up there. That is 7 gateways that he has. Great use of minerals. He's banking them up quite efficiently. And my roaches, I'm running my roaches back, trying to micro them, but they're still getting picked apart by this immortal. It's like, every time that immortal shoots, it's going to kill a roach because of these 2 backup stalkers and sentries. And oh, spine crawler's there, doing a little bit of damage. The spine crawler almost near to death, but still being able to pick apart a couple of zealots. And I realize now that I'm ahead of this matchup, so I pick off that immortal, no problem. And now he's going to run these zealots in and realize, oh, that wasn't such a good idea. So now he's retreating, and I pick apart a couple of units on the way out. I should have gotten this proxy pylon, but I didn't think that Rahvin would actually place a proxy pylon, believe it or not, even though he is gold level and I'm silver. So I should have taken out that proxy pylon. Never actually did, spoiler alert. So I'm saying, okay, I pushed him back, let's reclaim that 3rd. And let's take a look at the income tab. 50 harvesters to 33, 1,100 minerals to 1,000. He's getting more gas than me. He has 4 fully saturated annihilators. Oh no, he doesn't. He only has 3 fully saturated assimilators. This one is still got nothing on it, but that's okay because he just warped in 8 more zealots. He has 8 gateways on the field right now. 8 gateways. And he doesn't even use his proxy pylon. I don't think he wants to risk it right now. Against my, this is not enough roaches. For that many zealots, it's enough, but toss in even this 1 immortal and stalker, and you're in trouble. You can't kite the zealots for forever and a half. Eventually, they're going to reach your base. And that is just the truth. So he's going to run right up the middle here, and he's going to think about it. But I think he's going to go into the 3rd again. Oh, he's going to wait for this other immortal to come out of the field. Just 2 immortals. Just these immortals are just freaking amazing. And I needed Hydralisks. That's what I needed to get. Or some mutas out. I do have my Spire. I'm getting that level 1 upgrade and I should have been getting in a whole bunch of, I don't think I had any larva though. And a big engagement right in the middle here. All of those zealots, and I'm like, at this point I'm like, oh, holy crap. And there's speed lots too. Oh, charge lots versus roaches, even versus roaches, are a deadly, deadly foe. Look at that, how they just surround you instantly, just start laying waste to your roach numbers, and with these immortals in the back, not firing, but if they were, oh, it would be so devastating. This queen out now, gonna die instantly to all of these zealots. Look at how many zealots are still left. 17 zealots still on the field. No, more than that. It's gotta be more than that by now. I think some more zealots just flooded into the screen. Yep. 21 zealots, and I am absolutely nothing compared to all these guys, but I just pop out with some Mutalisks, but my natural's already dead. My third is now being bombarded by even more zealots, and he is warping in 2 more stalkers out here because he sees my mutas. My mutas are taking away all of his immortals first, because those guys just plain need to die, but I have nothing else to deal with his zealots besides these Mutalisks. And Mutalisks, while they are the hard counter to zealots, they don't take him out fast enough, and I have to deal with any sort of stalker reinforcement that comes in first before I get the zealots. He's trying to kite away my mutas with these other zealots, realizes it's not going to work, so he just runs them all in there and just starts going to town, takes out my Evo chambers, takes out the Spire. Roachborn is already dead. Only the spawning pool is left, and you don't want to warp in more lings, or you don't want to morph in more lings. Like, I can deal with his army, but he's just going to keep on reinforcing. So that's GG for me. And that is game number 1. We're going to move on to game number 2 here shortly.